Well, hello guys. Welcome back to Sheri Proof. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's almost the end of 2021. Oh my goodness. What a year it has been, but we're almost through it. Just hang on, guys. And I hope that you and your families are doing well. Today's video is all about common mistakes made by people with sensitive skin. And I'm doing this video because I have realized that in the last couple of months, I have gotten way more messages from people telling me that they have sensitive skin or skin sensitivities, and they're asking me a lot of questions. And I realized that there are a couple things that quite a few people do that might be making their sensitivity worse or might be creating sensitivity in the skin. So I want to cover today 5 common mistakes or tips for people with sensitive skin. Quite a while back, I actually did 2 videos on skin sensitivity and sensitive skin. We went through what causes it, what it looks like, whether you've created your sensitive skin or not, and how to repair it. I will link those down below so that you could definitely check it out. But today I want to focus on these 5 things that I found to be very common among people that I have spoken to. And this might answer some questions that you may have. Before we get to those points though, a lot of people say they have sensitive skin, but they have no idea what their skin is sensitive to. Something else that I've noticed a lot is that if somebody has a bad experience with 1 or 2 products from a brand, they tend to label that brand as a complete no-no and say my skin is sensitive to X brand. But the issue might be that you actually probably just chose the wrong products from that brand for your skin, unless you know it's a specific ingredient or something like that. As we get older, our skin will naturally become more sensitive to the environment, to products, to different things, because our skin is not as resilient when we were younger. So what that means is that in your younger years, you may have never experienced skin sensitivity. You could use like anything on your skin, and all of a sudden things are happening. This could be the reason why. Common skincare mistake number 1 that a lot of people who have sensitive skin might do is you are using products that are too harsh, whether it is from scrubs to the types of cleansers that you're using, or you think that you want to use the same types of actives and the types of percentages that people with regular skin types or normal skin or more resilient skin can use. These things can create a lot of problems for you. In my DMs, when I'm looking at products that people might already be using and they say they have sensitive skin, there are people that are using exfoliating cleansers or physical scrubs every single day or multiple times of the week, and that might actually be creating your sensitivity or making your sensitive skin issues worse. You may not be able to tolerate treatment cleansers, for example acne type cleansers or cleansers with specific ingredients like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide, because it might aggravate your skin sensitivity or make it more irritated, make you more prone to experience redness. The actives, high percentages in acids, retinol, etc. will be an absolute no if you think you have sensitive skin. Yes, that may mean that you may take longer to get some results that you want, but in the long term that's going to be better for you. When it comes to sensitive skin, you want to focus on 3 things. You want to be gentle, calming, and focus on repair of your skin. So in treating your skin, you want to be mild, you want to be gentle. So look for mild and gentle cleansers. Yeah, it might seem that they're not doing anything, but cleansers have come such a long way. There are fabulous ones on the market that are gentle, made or designed for people with skin sensitivities, and they cleanse really well. Avoid as much as possible exfoliating scrubs or harsh exfoliants. Even sometimes the physical brushes that we sometimes use on our face may not be the best option or choice for somebody with skin sensitivity. Now, does that mean that you cannot exfoliate? It will depend on how bad your sensitivity is. Perhaps you might be having an impaired skin barrier, and it might mean that you need to wait a couple of weeks before you can do anything allowing your skin to repair. If you have sensitive skin, you could look for more gentle actives when it comes to doing exfoliation. Things like PHAs were designed for that polyhydroxy acids, or you could try things like peeling gels. Those tend to be very gentle, but you can get exfoliation once a week, once every 2 weeks, sometimes maybe more than enough for you, or even longer. Again, it depends on the state of sensitivity that your skin is in. A lot of people with sensitive skin are thinking, oh my god, I'm missing out because I can't use something like retinol. And perhaps retinol may not necessarily be the thing that you could use right now, or you may have to go even more slowly and with a much weaker option than somebody with normal skin might be able to tolerate. Or you may be able to look at an alternative to retinol that is making waves right now in the skincare world called bakuchiol. I actually used this while I was pregnant more than 3 years ago. Not many people knew about it then, but it is said to have the effects of retinol on the skin without all the irritating side effects. and it's way more gentle on the skin. So that might be something that you could look into as an alternative if you're sensitive skin and you've really been wanting to try retinol and a little bit afraid. Mistake number 2, and I'm seeing this becoming even more and more popular, and that is people are looking for brands or products that are labeled clean beauty or natural skincare because they think automatically that that's going to be good for their sensitive skin. Let me take a deep breath to be able to deal with this one. That may not necessarily be true. In fact, some of these products that are labeled as such could create more skin sensitivity issues for you. Yep, you heard me right. For example, fragrance is something in products that can create sensitivity for many people. So there are people who may look for products that avoid synthetic fragrances and use other alternatives to have fragrance in their product. Because trust me, there are some ingredients and some products, if there's absolutely nothing in the product to mask the smell of just that mix, you probably wouldn't want to use it on your skin. And so you find that there are a lot of products with essential oils. Essential oils have a lot of lovely benefits. However, they are found in a lot of these products that might be called natural skincare or clean beauty, and they can actually create more sensitivity issues for somebody who truly has sensitive skin. All I'm trying to say is that be careful with these terms because they are marketing terms. They are not regulated in any way, and these terms can mean whatever the brand wants it to mean because there is no set standard or no set definition as to what these terms mean and what you are guaranteed of. The point is, when you think that you have sensitive skin, it's more important to learn or try to figure out what your skin is sensitive to in order to avoid that particular ingredient or ingredients or thing, and therefore make those choices. Don't just use these broad marketing terms to choose your skincare. Just like another one called medical grade skincare, it's just a marketing term. Another common skincare mistake when it comes to sensitive skin has to do with the use of sunscreen. A lot of people with skin sensitivity realize, oh my goodness, sunscreen burns me or it's irritating, so they just don't use sunscreen, or they will tell me, Sheri, I can't use sunscreen, it just doesn't work for me. When I start to ask questions and dig, I realize that people may have had experiences maybe with 3 or 4 different sunscreens, and they've come to that conclusion and they just completely put sunscreen under the bus. When it comes to sunscreen, there are different types of sunscreens. There are sunscreens that use different UV filters. It's going to be really important if you realize that you're having a particular type of reaction to start to pay attention to what the ingredients are. Try to figure out perhaps it is an ingredient that is causing your particular issue. In general, you will find that mineral sunscreens are recommended more so for people with sensitive skin, and that's because those filters tend to be a little bit easier on those skin types. So you would find, for example, a lot of sunscreens designed for children are actually mineral sunscreens because it's just easier on the skin. I am one of those people that always veered towards mineral sunscreen because in general, chemical filters would burn my eyes, they would irritate my skin, but I figured that out. So I tended to avoid sunscreens with chemical filters. But as I dug a little further, and this year as I was encouraged to test some hybrid sunscreens, I realized that there were specific filters that were affecting me when it comes to chemical UV filters. Specifically avobenzone and oxybenzone. Those irritate my eyes, they irritate my skin. I can sometimes get redness. So I have actually been able to use some chemical sunscreens that don't use those filters. A lot of them using a lot of the newer filters that are used in Asia and Europe, or hybrid sunscreens with a combination of mineral and some of these newer filters, and I have been completely fine. So it's really important to check to see what might be causing the issue when it comes to your sunscreen, and if you do figure it out, then you know you can avoid that one and just choose a sunscreen that does not have those particular ingredients. While mineral sunscreens tend to be a fail-safe for people with sensitive skin, they are usually the ones that can give you the dreaded white cast. So you may have to do a little bit more research to find out for your skin tone what might be appropriate, what type of mineral sunscreen you can actually use, especially if you're trying to avoid that white cast. But the point here is that you really need that sun protection, especially if you have sensitive skin. It is going to go a long way for you. So just keep trying. There are so many more options in the market now. You will find something that can work for you. The next common skincare mistake that people with sensitive skin may do is that they are using too many products. And you are hearing it from the queen of a long skincare routine. I love detailed skincare routines. I love layering a lot of products. However, if you've been following me this year, you would have seen that I had a sebderm flare a couple months ago, and that took my skin to a place of sensitivity that it is not usually at. What is the first thing I did, and the first thing I recommend to anybody who is realizing that they have this type of sensitivity? completely scale back. You go just to the basics: cleansing, moisturizing, sunscreen, allow your skin barrier to repair, and then you gradually add back products into your skincare routine. Adding back products also mean that it's going to take a longer time for you to be able to use some of the products you were using, but I guarantee it's going to be worth your time and the overall effort for the best health of your skin. Our skin type can change. We can suddenly become sensitive to something that we may not have been sensitive to before. And you may realize in adding back products that your skin just does not get to the place where it can tolerate that thing before. You just might have to say bye or look for a much gentler option. Remember, especially when you are experiencing skin sensitivity that you were probably not accustomed to focus on calming and repairing your skin. Your skin barrier can actually repair itself in a couple of weeks. You just need to be patient. And if you realize that you are suddenly experiencing sensitivity when it comes to adding new products, always patch test everything. Take a little bit of that product, put it behind your ear, or you can test it in the area between your elbow as well. Wait 24 hours, look to see if you have any types of reactions. If not, then it's probably safe to go ahead and try it on your face, but always patch test everything, especially if you are concerned about being sensitive. In that vein as well, there are people who can add 2 new products to their routine with no issues at all. If you are sensitive, you want to add products very, very slowly. Add 1 product at a time, especially if it is a product with an active ingredient. Make sure that your skin is handling that product without issues for 1 to 2 weeks before bringing in anything else. It's going to save you. Finally, I think this is a point that I've mentioned probably in previous videos or posts, etc. But I must mention it, especially when we're talking about sensitive skin, and that is avoid hot showers, avoid very warm showers, avoid washing your face with warm and hot water, avoid steaming, because these things dehydrate your skin, and dehydration just exacerbates skin sensitivity and skin irritation. Lukewarm water is a much better option, especially if you have sensitive skin. If you are somebody that probably takes really long warm or hot showers, this might be the thing that is actually causing your skin sensitivity, and changing that habit over a period of time may drastically reduce this issue for you. Do you have sensitive skin? Have you figured out what causes your sensitivity? Do you make any of these mistakes, and have you tried any of these tips? I'd love to hear it in the comments below. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Remember to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys another time. Take care. Bye.